You're listening to a main feed episode. Go to patreon.com/Celtic Ligers where €5 a month gets you weekly full-length episodes, stray bonus content and access to the back catalogue. Also helps cover hosting and gives us money for sweeties. Thank you. Celtic Ligers.
Recorded 1st of October 2024.
All right, hello and welcome to Celtic Ligers, show about Ligers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know that the daddy of our podcast, David McWilliams, he was out on social media there during the week.
Yeah.
Now this isn't like this is all.
You say he was out of the closet.
No, imagine. It wouldn't really make that much of a difference, honestly. Yeah. What would it be like if David McWilliams was gay? I was like, I don't know. I guess it wouldn't really affect my life at all.
Yeah. Probably be Taoiseach. Now, I have a different thing to talk to you about.
All right, fuck it. Let's talk about that different thing then. Or should I finish what David McWilliams was saying? Do you care? Does anyone care? No, not really.
Well, it sounds like you're going to. Oh, what was you saying?
He just retweeted the full speech by Giorgia Meloni in New York City. I'm walking here. And he says, I now get why Giorgia Meloni could be the most consequential politician in Europe right now. Fascinating speech in flawless English. Don't agree with everything, but know a player when I see one. It's just like...
Yeah, but when he's right, he's right.
Yeah.
It's amazing who these people are impressed by.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I found an influencer.
Is your phone right next to your microphone?
Yeah.
Because it's making buzzing sounds.
Yeah, I can hear.
All right.
It's called texture. I'm moving away. I was sending you a reel. He's a guy, Stuart something. And he's Irish.
Stuart Mackey.
And he... Yeah, turn up the volume. You have to listen to it.
One thing I have found about my trauma, that it's made me way funnier. Oh, that was a weird noise. It's really cringe. If you do that, people will think you're weird. Myself into a lake for my mental health. I think I'm weird enough as it is. Who are these people? Are they your family, your friends? Do you know them? Does their opinion actually matter to you? Throw yourself into a lake. See how that goes.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, and if you go to the comments...
Okay.
I just needed you to hear what he was like.
Okay.
So you'd know. Like, the comments are all just women who are like 50 American and they just like want to fuck the hell out of him. It's crazy.
I only have the For You comments, so I'm going to do the most recent ones. You are awesome. Don't listen to the supporters. I think they mean haters. Relax, paranoid. It just makes you. Love your personality. The truth is most people don't have much of an opinion of you or what you do. They have their own stuff going on and really couldn't care less. Not in a bad way. It's quite liberating, really.
Maybe that's not the best one, but on other ones, there's a lot of like, here's one. You've worked hard for it, and we're here to cheer you on and to ogle.
Ogle? You should see it, like, I mean, I'm not saying this guy, there's nothing fucking, he's not, but it's just.
Like, he's not.
No.
But so he became famous, or like infamous, or whatever he is. He started doing like Irish is a beautiful language sort of content. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like one of the big ones was like, you know, it's all that sort of like stuff you heard in primary school, like the Irish for whiskey is Ishkabaha, you know? So if you're saying you're drinking water, make sure it's not Ishkabaha, you know?
I will.
Or he had one that was like, here's a word, crack. And he was literally like, it's not what you think. And then the comments are just people being like, that is so beautiful. You know? But then he started getting like hornier. And he had one that was like, he was like the two modes. He's the one you saw, which is him like stripping for like a skinny dip or something.
Yeah.
And the other one is he gets these like Victorian interview with a vampire outfits. And he's like being, droll.
Yeah.
And it's one of like, it's really weird. It's like some, I guess, guy, some character, and someone dresses up at him as some cosplaying thing. And all these women start like choking him. I guess it's the thing. And so he dresses up like that guy. And he's like, I hope no one does that to me. And all the women in the comments are like, be careful what you wish for. I'll be in Ireland next month,
So I have I want to tell you about, you should look this up as well, because I've got the For You, so I'm presuming that the algorithm has decided these are the comments that you probably want to read, and they are, anyone who has ever said their trauma made them funny has been painfully unfunny. Day 42 of asking Stuart Mackey to stop. Your trauma is nothing compared to how we feel after watching your reels. Does it make you seek validation from middle-aged women on the internet who you wouldn't be interested in as well? I just I've only just discovered this man, so the idea of people being, positive or negative towards him is baffling to me. Fuck you, man, for your stupid little video, and it's just how many hits does it have? How big is it? It's 1,000 responses. That's not even that many, to be honest.
I'm trying to find another one. There's loads of ones about reading smut as well.
What's his deal?
I don't know. He's very strange. And he lives down in Clare. To be honest, I think he's a predator.
Yeah.
And he said that he's bisexual. But then he did sort of an interview with himself, and the person's like, as another character's like, would you go out with a man? And he's like, no. Because they're a man.
He's got a podcast.
And then they're like, would you go out with a woman? And he's like, no, they're too beautiful and intimidating.
Alright.
Do you know what I mean? Put a clip in. I think hearing his voice.
Oh no, I'm gonna play the one that you sent me over the.
And yeah, there's a good one, and he's wearing these fairy wings, and he's talking about fairies, and then at the end he goes "Oh, my wings are bent," and then all the comments are just nothing wrong with bent wings. So, it's just rare to see women getting that wet over someone, you know what I mean?
Felix Biederman found there's this guy, I think he's in Criminal Minds, and
this guy has Criminal Mind.
This is why he's allegedly criminal.
And he does a panto, so that's the other thing.
Oh, he does a panto?
Yeah.
Like what panto?
Whatever Al Porter did, probably. Just get us the most similar energy.
I want to say this guy's name is.
Yeah, he probably does the Claire, the Ennis. Cinderella goes to the Turner factory sort of panto,
Yeah, so apparently his name is Shamar Moore. And if you go on his comments, they are similar, except, just wanting to get absolutely piped down by this fucking man. But it's on a medium, like a TV show that has like about 400 episodes. That's of varying degrees of quality. Do you know?
Okay. Who is he? Is he
I have
the
no
main
idea.
guy?
Some guy in Criminal. No,
I-
he's not even the main guy. He's just some guy. I don't know. I've never watched Criminal Minds.
Is he the guy who looks like an evil Jude Law?
No, he's black.
And he's not Ice-T.
That's not Criminal Minds. That's Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
You know, the Criminal Minds are one of them, the cyber psychology, the cyber security one.
Mm.
The one that was based on is Irish.
Is this for CSI or Law and Order?
I don't know. CSI?
I'm going to say CSI because I think CSI Cyber. Hey.
Yeah.
What about ASL Cyber?
Yeah. And what's the A?
Age.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I guess it's just SL Cyber because obviously criminal, you know.
Yeah.
So what is it? Who was it? There's some lady. I was thinking it's Patricia Arquette, but I can't find her. Oh no, she
I
isn't.
think it is her.
That's her. Yeah.
She plays the Irish woman.
Yeah, Avery Ryan.
Yeah.
This is crazy. I did an update on my computer and it's fucked up the touchpad on my laptop.
I think her name is
purchase.
Mary Aiken. Let me just look that up.
Yeah, get the phone right up next to the microphone as well. You're hearing those sounds.
Not my fault. Yeah, look up Mary Aiken, psychologist.
Did you learn all about her in your masters?
Yes. Yeah, I was at a talk by her and she was like, I'm helping out with the new CSI.
Yeah.
They made Patricia Arquette dye her hair.
I'm friends with Ted Danson.
It did have that sort of energy. Because it's like, those shows don't obey the rules of your field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, isn't that the show where there's a guy hacking and it's almost like, hurry up, he's getting through the firewall. So someone else sits down at the computer and uses half the keyboard.
And they're like sweating.
You ever seen?
Click, and then the other guy's over there. He's cutting me out. He's freezing me out. I don't know how he's doing it. He's so much faster than I am.
But have you ever seen the clip I'm talking about?
No.
So it's like, there's a guy the police are getting hacked. And the cyber guy is like, I need some help. And so someone else sits down at the same keyboard. So there's 4 hands on the same keyboard. And it's just like, okay, we're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you have people advising you and then you get those results, you might as well just saved your money and made it up, you know?
Yeah. It's funny how shows... What point in time did things have to become realistic?
I don't know. Yeah. ER, maybe? Maybe people can probably point to shows before that, but I just remember that it became a big thing about like how accurate something could be. Medical shows, usually, it needs to feel authentic and accurate. And real,
House.
damn it. House.
He really was in that much pain.
What's that? You know,
What was wrong with him?
He's you know,
His leg
he
hurt.
makes jokes to hide the pain.
Yeah. Should have cut his leg off.
Have you watched that whole show?
Yeah.
What happened at the end? Don't worry about spoilers.
They cure his leg.
They cut it off.
They cut his head off.
They could have done this
and
the
he's
whole
finally
time.
happy. I'm trying to think what happens at the end. If I had to guess, he'd marry the Scully or whatever her name
Buddy.
was. Yeah.
I remember that his friend gets cancer, and then the pair of them ride off on motorcycles.
Oh, that's probably the end.
Yeah.
And then his friends, then your man dies, and he's like, I guess I need a new friend. And then a kindly old English bipolar man walks into frame.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And it's like, why don't we write a sketch show?
Yeah. A kindly old Jewish, yes, man.
Zionist.
Yeah.
Bipolar. Keep him going. And he's gay.
And he's married to a child.
Not anymore.
No, he's not a child anymore.
Yeah, he's
they just waited until he wasn't that much of a child, but he's still, a bit of a child. He looks like a child, so,
how old was he when he got married?
Kid. Or Stephen Fry.
The boy.
Stephen Fry.
Stephen Fry, suitor. Age.
Yeah, that's a good one. Age.
Leak.
Can you do age when married? Is that?
Just look up his current age and then look up when they got married and then take one away from the other.
Oh, that's really pissed me off that I don't have the two-finger scroll. Stephen Fry and Elliot Spencer had an immediate connection when they met in 2012. And I'm not doxing because this is on People magazine.
Okay.
We met at a friend's house, and I pretty much knew straight away this is someone I wanted to spend what I considered the rest of my life with. Have you ever met even somebody who's 20 years old and you at your current age and been like, holy shit, this is going to be my wife. I need to make this happen.
Yeah. Yeah, every time I get the bus.
He is 30 years Fry's junior. Spencer was born in 1987. And Fry is turning 67 in August 2024.
So he's 25.
He was 25.
That's fine.
All right, fine.
How old was Boy George's quote unquote good friend?
Don't know. Boy George. You say Boy George?
Yeah.
Who's the other one? George Michael.
Either.
All right. Do you know there's some
Why,
Irish... Huh?
What do those two have in common?
Well, George Michael's cool and Boy George is not.
Well, which one got arrested?
George Michael.
Yeah. And which one's been a law-abiding citizen? Is Boy George not cool anymore?
No, he's a fucking bollocks. I think he's knighted, isn't he? And then there was he was getting really aggro with some lady who posted herself burning a poppy. He's like, fuck you, bitch. Something like that. That's what he was like.
His mom was from Martine.
Was she?
Yeah.
Boy George. Poppy.
Stinging.
Caitlin from Limerick was mean. She burned poppies and flipped off the Queen. This is him, by the way, his tweet. She thought it was punk, but she was just drunk on the millennial need to be seen.
The millennial need to be seen. I'm trying to find out how old is,
Oh my fucking God. Sorry.
He's Buddhist.
Guess what? So they started bombarding Israel with rockets from Tehran, okay? And 12 minutes ago, immediately, Micheál Martin, straight out the gate, statement from the Taoiseach condemning the attacks. Do you know?
Yeah.
I'm just saying this because, you remember, so this article, The Ditch have been reporting on basically all of the weapons components and stuff that has been illegally flying through Irish airspace. And this headline reads, "Airlines flying arms in airspace may be refused," says Micheál Martin. What do you mean may be refused? Why can't you just like refuse them? They're just so kind of like pulling their punches, kind of like, oh yeah, it's a real shame. Oh, you know, I don't know. Just annoying.
Boy George was arrested as well.
Doing what? Gay stuff.
What?
Gay stuff.
Well, you tell me. He chained someone to a wall fixture and beat them with a metal chain.
What the fuck?
Does that sound like gay culture to you?
He's a real monster. And he got away with it. He walks among us.
No, he was
walks the
convicted.
streets. Did he do any jail time?
Yeah.
How long?
And now don't make the joke I know you're going to make. That it's a reward. But,
yeah, go on anyway.
15 months.
All right. I mean, it's not good, but like, as far as much of that did he serve?
4.
Oh, man. Fuck me.
15
Like,
months.
That's such a shitty sentence to get for doing something that like, as in, like, it seems really insufficient, but I was like, hey, you know, he's a celebrity, so 15 months, not that bad. And then we're like, oh wait, how much did he serve? 4 months. And it's like, yeah, that sounds more accurate. That sounds like...
Yeah, and you said there were the best 4 months of his life. It is crazy.
Yeah, the bit that I edited out and somehow left in you referencing here. You know?
P. Diddy is in prison.
Okay. I got nothing
You don't
on
care?
that. I don't care.
You don't think he did anything wrong?
That's what I said. Did you not hear me there when I said it? And then edited it out, but then forgot to reference this bit to get this bit of this bit when I said it again.
Since
Yeah.
Boy George.
You're telling me he's on suicide watch? Come on.
Yeah. Death by pleasure.
Yeah, like Rod Stewart is on suicide. He keeps.
Yeah.
You have to stop. This is a real problem. You could die.
Do you think that rumor is now about a new celebrity?
Yeah. It'll be about P. Diddy now.
Yeah. Or Justin Bieber, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Justin Bieber. Do people still talk or think about Justin Bieber?
I don't know. I don't know who people think about.
Yeah, neither do I.
Sure. Send me to Israel.
There's there's two in Israel. So Brett Ratner directed. This is just a fun story, okay? He directed the Rush Hour movies.
Okay.
Rush Hour 3, which had Roman Polanski in it, just an aside, but anyway.
Great director.
And then he directed X-Men 3.
Great movie.
So then he was wanted for, believe sexual assault or some pretty heinous behavior. So naturally, he moved to Israel, where he remains to this day. And then another filmmaker, Bryan Singer, who directed X-Men 1 and 2 and was famous for his pool parties where young boys would take off their clothes and...
Well, you have to get into the pool somehow.
Yeah, and he also he was actually really suicidal. He was under a lot of stress when he was doing Bohemian Rhapsody, coincidentally being filmed around the same time as the Me Too movement, and also when the third attempt with a big 9-page spread in some magazine to try and get him looked into for all of his shady fucking dealings. And now where does he live? Only Israel. So I just find it very funny that these two men who directed X-Men movies, who are wanted on charges of sexual violence or not sexual, what would you call it? Whatever. Inappropriate. I don't know what it is. But anyway.
Inappropriate behavior.
Yeah, and they both live in Israel.
Pool party related behavior.
And I'm not saying anything except that
Harvey
Israel
Weinstein?
has a lot of sex offenders.
Harvey Weinstein?
Yeah, he just didn't make it out in time. I bet you he was like, no, I can beat this one. And then he's sitting in prison now going, I should have just gotten that fucking ticket to Tel Aviv.
Yeah.
If I'd only known. I thought I was too rich to go to prison. And it turns out
Turns out I'm not Jewish enough.
It turns out that they needed somebody to hang this all on. And I guess it was going to be me. And then
Epstein.
And then Me Too movement died when Joe Biden was like, nah, even if I did do it, who gives a shit? And then they were like, okay, well, I guess that's the end of that. Yeah.
Epstein, he's probably in Israel.
Yeah. Yeah, he probably is. Did you ever find a body? It's like Bin Laden. They just dropped it out overseas, you know?
I'd say you're smoking him out.
Yeah. He's like, he's just such a cool hang. They just couldn't, let him. But it's okay to keep him alive. He says he won't tell anybody.
Yeah, P. Diddy, he's like the, American Epstein.
Yeah.
What?
He is he? He's like a go-between organizing international flights and has a secret island where he's doing all this shit.
What do you have the house?
Alright, fine. Maybe
His
I don't
house
know enough
has like
about
a
it.
giant bed in it. It has a bed that's like the size of a basketball court. It is in a basketball court. And he flute. There's a English rapper called Gigs.
Yeah.
And this one is especially.
And he won't be
crazy
getting any more of those now.
Because P. Diddy, obviously, there's the thing with, all the celebrities over there.
Where?
And then he flew to England, and he was doing the same thing to English rappers.
Oh, God.
Which is mad. I was saying, if you were in England, if you're in America, you could conceivably end up at P. Diddy's house. You know what I mean? Whereas him to fly over to England, you know what I mean? Just don't answer the door.
Yeah.
But he's in prison.
I was thinking about...
But he was a go-between. He was definitely a go-between for famous people.
Oh, really?
Probably.
I was thinking about Elton John was a character witness at Kevin Spacey's trial last year.
Really?
And people are still like, wow, Elton John, he's going on his final tour. I hope I get tickets. He's actually a really cool guy. I was like, what about that time where he did a letter?
Yeah.
He appeared in court to defend the honor of Kevin Spacey.
Someone told me once that Peter McVeigh was a character witness and a guy who cut someone else's head off.
Really?
Did you ever hear that?
No.
Let's fact check it before
I say it.
publication. Elton John and Eminem are friends.
Yeah. What was it? What was his one? What was Eminem when he rhymed orange with something? What was that? Do you remember that?
Door hinge.
Break.
Eminem's the greatest rapper of all time.
Venom. Bum, 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 bum. I'm not finding anything. I'm just finding about all that mismanagement and Peter McVeigh trusts.
Look up Peter McVeigh.
What?
Character witness.
I looked up Peter McVeigh cut head off.
I don't know if the cut head off thing was true.
So you're just a character witness. Well, it said character witness, and then it almost auto completed the head cut off. So is that decapitated?
Well, I could be wrong.
All right. First time for everything.
Yeah. And I promise the last.
In 1982, as the Charles self-murder investigation continued and countless numbers of gay men in Dublin and Cork were interviewed, often without due legal process and in the most dubious of circumstances, a 33-year-old man with a speech impediment was set upon in Dublin's Fairview Park by 5 youths ranging in age from 14 to 18. When the case came to trial in March 1983, the youths made it clear to the judge that they were in the park to clear it of pufters and queers. Justice Frank Gannon accepted character witness reports from a number of priests, including Father Peter McVeary and others, and let the killers go with suspended manslaughter sentences.
There we go.
Anyway, so I'm not seeing anybody who had their head cut off.
Okay, well, it was still bad.
Yeah. So what, you wanted the teenagers to go to prison? I didn't really realize you were so fucking pro-carceral.
You know, the guards still have all that, all those names. You know, that's the case where, the guards just use that as an excuse to, basically identify every gay man in Dublin. Because, you know, it was illegal back then, and they just didn't like them as well. So they, like, went into the, you know, just gay clubs and stuff and took down the names of everyone who was there.
Right.
Because they were like, you know, suspects or, you know, whatever. Some bullshit reason. Yeah. And they still have the names written down somewhere. Like they never destroyed that list, even though if it got leaked, it could have ruined people's lives for like quite a long, you know. So,
speaking of fucking people in the ass, it's budget day today. No, maybe I'll take that bit
out. It's budget day today.
Wait, here's one. Sorry. Speaking of gay guys who fuck people up the ass, it's Jack Chambers' first budget day today.
Okay, I don't know how that's any better, but that's fine. Yeah, and it's Pascal Donohue's 9th.
Yeah. Why is Pascal Donohue involved at all? Like, I mean, like the Minister for Finance, I thought that they were the ones with, but they keep like coming back to like Pascal and just being like, yeah, well, our latest budget is out. It was like, what the fuck do you have to do with it?
Yeah. What is his role anymore?
I think he is just the Minister for Finance and everybody else is just just like, you know.
Yeah, but what's his official?
I have no clue. I think he's like the financial spokesperson for.
I don't say chicken fillet, is what I said. Role.
God, I'm over here in perfidious Albion. Don't even talk about chicken fillet rolls. You can't find them anywhere.
Yeah, don't worry, man. I'll post you one.
Yeah. Make sure. I'm trying to think of normal stuff that goes in it. Did you see?
What's your normal order?
Do you know that one of like JD Vance in the donut shop, and then they go, "So what donuts do you want?" He's just the normal ones. Like I can't remember, he said something like that.
Just everything. Yeah, it'll be a lot of glaze, cinnamon rolls, just whatever makes sense.
That's me now trying to like. No, I can't say what I actually get in my chicken fillet roll because then people will be like, "What the fuck?" I remember.
Let me guess yours.
Well, I've already told you on this podcast. Everybody knows. They remember it very distinctly. I remember you said your one. First of all, you called my one out for being shit, and then you said your one, and it had like fucking like gherkins or something weird in it. It was crazy. What's your roll? And don't tell me that you were just messing, because I know you weren't. All right.
Well, the first question is plain or spicy?
Spicy.
Butter
Butter or mayonnaise? Mayonnaise.
Both.
I do not get butter.
You get both.
I don't.
Hey man, let's not fall out over this.
This could be our most controversial one yet.
Yeah, I'd say yours is tuna. Yeah. No, it's sweet corn.
Oh fuck. Yeah, go on.
Red onion.
Oh, God.
Some other fucked up. I can't.
I have two more. No, I do not. I never get lettuce. Two more. I get coleslaw, and I get chicken stuffing.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Just get slime.
Yeah.
Just a slime roll.
So, what do you get? What's your one again?
I don't eat them anymore.
Yeah, obviously.
But, gherkins.
Gherkins is piled high.
And mayonnaise and butter.
What do you get though?
That.
No, come on. I was real. I was real.
Gherkins.
Fuck, this is bollocks, man.
There was one place I used to go. It was off Grafton Street. You know that thing in that little side thing.
Yeah.
There was like a shop there, and it was only open for lunchtime.
Mm.
And you get gherkins, and he'd microwave it for you.
Just enough. Pascal is just a TD, by the
widgies. You go, do you want widgies with that?
Widgies with that?
Yeah, like potato wedges.
Yeah, I know, but he calls them widgies.
Widgies? You go, okay, widgies? And then he'd give you like a styrofoam cup full of widgies.
Mm. Here's Pascal Donoghue's official role currently. He is the Minister for Public Expenditure, National Development Plan Delivery and Reform. So nothing. He is just the Minister
what do you think his
he's like fucking Ace
is?
Rothstein in Casino, where he's like, was it entertainment manager or something like that, and actually he runs the whole place for the mob, aka Fine Gael, the crooks in charge.
Yeah,
Fine Gael have always been at them. They've been the purse strings now for like 8 years, and that's all they do. And then what they like, I mean,
well, longer than 8 years.
Fine Gael, yeah, no, well, I mean, yeah, but I guess I'm just talking about Pascal in particular, because like every time budget day comes around, and I hate this, it's like the Irish media goes, oh boy, it's budget time, and then they go, what's going to happen? Oh my god, there's a lot of disagreements behind the scenes, and then what ends up happening is a bunch of people get like pocket money for penny sweets, and then everything just stays the same and actually just gets worse because they don't do anything particularly exciting or interesting. And that's exactly what's happened this time around. They go like, yeah, we're going to give everybody a big payday just before the election. And I was like, yeah, but they're so conservative that even their payday is like, I'm going to give you €400 for childcare. It's like, good, that'll get me through, I don't know, the next 4 hours, given what you've managed to do. It's like...
I know. Like, childcare is what? $1,000 a month or something?
I don't know how many kids you have as well, do you know? And then...
per kid, is what I'm saying.
Right. But,
what do you think his role is, choice-wise? Fillet-wise?
Imagine, like, he goes in, he's like, I'll have a chicken fillet roll, just a normal one, please. And then they go, okay, cool, and what fillings do you want in it? Oh, no, I wouldn't be that adventurous now. And he just gets a bit of bread with some chicken in it. And then he's out there eating it in front of his action figure collection, which he definitely is definitely very real and he likes.
I can imagine what he does. He buys one a week.
Yeah.
And then and apparently a kid in my school did this. They keep their snot in a jar under their bed. and then they eat it with the roll. Do you think he did that?
I think he did do that.
Apparently a kid in my class did that. He'd snot it in a jar, and then when he was watching a film, he'd eat it like popcorn.
You confirm that with him?
No. So the budget.
Yeah.
So
Guess what? Good news, everybody. The dole has gone up by a whop. And this is, okay, so let me read this tweet from Gavin Riley. Taoiseach effectively confirms a €12 across-the-board increase on weekly welfare payments, claiming it has actually been stitched in since the summer economic statement was published. He claims a €15 a week increase in some payments was never on the table. And then fucking Gavin Riley has one of the big eye emojis like, oh shit, looks like there's drama. And it's like, they increased it to $350 during COVID. Because it was not enough to live on. And now we're expected to get animated about, like, was it going to be €12? Was it going to be €15? Like, I don't fucking care. Fuck you. You're a sicko.
So what is it now?
Oh, it's €12 extra. God forbid they could give you the actual €3. Oh, before... Okay, let's move on.
How much is Dole altogether?
Dole now. Let me see. Elizabeth Dole now. So, no, I don't know who the fucking... My typing, my Google, I'm just really thrown by the fact that I can't do my usual 2-finger scroll because of a fuck up with a Windows update.
Yeah.
Okay.
2-finger scroll, eh?
It's what it's called, but it also doesn't sound good, you know? Job seekers payment. Job seekers.
Dole Scrounger's allowance.
Yeah. State Scrounger subsidy. Yeah. Job seekers. I'm just gonna fucking. Can anybody
Why do you keep changing the name? Just call it the Dole and call disability sickness money. It's not money. And then the spinster allowance. That's the pension.
So, obviously, like, Irish media, what they'll do is they go, yeah, it's gone up by 12. And every single thing is, yeah, it's gone up by 12. And then you go, okay, so how much is it? Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't check that, actually. Job seekers allowance is currently... When I was on it, it was 2. So I was on it, and it was 2.05 a week. And then one of the budgets passed go. They were like, "Good news, everybody! It's gone up by €5." So then I was going in every week, and I was seeing the 2.10, and I was just seething. It's like that thing again in Peep Show, you know, where they have like when he's deciding how much of a bonus he's going to give Jeff, and he's like, "What's funnier? No bonus or something insultingly low like a £5 or something like £5, you know?"
I'm on your remuneration committee, so fingers crossed for that bonus, Jeff. What's funnier, 0 bonus or like a humiliating £103? Both are very funny.
Like, it is just one of those things that's such a Fine Gael move. You can just see, like, he is just fucking loving it. You can just see him grinning in the office going like, just make it a £5. I'll just make it a fucking £5. Yeah. So you can't even get a fucking pack of Coca noodles for that in this guy's stern economy, huh?
Hey, you could.
Yeah, you probably could. So the maximum weekly job seekers allowance rate as of 2024 is €232 a week.
That's loads.
Plenty. Yeah. Asking for more, you just be greedy.
Yeah. And how much is rent a week? 220 quid?
Pretty reasonable. It's like, oh yeah, you can just get the housing assistance payment that no landlord accepts, and they figure out ways to put it into the fucking daft advert to weed out the people. You don't even need to weed them out. You just show up on the day and they look at you and they know, like, no, I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, they do the thing where they're like, yeah, we'll take it, but you also have to pay extra.
Yeah. Like the other thing is that, so they have like, the other thing they said was they go, what's it, like the rental tax rebate thing where it was like, oh, previously we gave you €850 as part of like a tax rebate annually for your rent or something like that. So it wasn't enough to cover a lot of people's rent. So now it's up to $1,000. And I was like, I applied for that last year and I qualified and I filled out the paperwork and I never received the money. And you don't even find out why you didn't get it. If you send it in, and then I was just like, I pressed the button. I remember I didn't even get a confirmation email or anything like that. It just came up on the screen like, thanks. And you're just like, all right, well, like, when do I hear? Like, is there when do you get back to me? Does my bank balance, like, what happens? It's like,
you could fuck off now.
Bye, you know. And now they're like, hey, good news, everybody, there's an extra €250 added to that. I was like, well, I didn't get the money to begin with, so I don't fucking care. Like, once again, it's just that sort of stuff where it's like, well, how does this suit you? We're gonna, you know, do some jiggery pokery thing where it looks like, and then the media, who I keep referring to in such a way, they just kind of talk about it as if it's something. And then they do that for like a week and a bit. And then it's like, okay, now time for the election, I guess. And it's like, all right, fuck me, I guess. I don't fucking...
Yeah. It's like, do you remember what they promised the nurses? A bonus during COVID. And then it was $1,000.
Yeah.
And then they just never gave it to half of them.
Yeah. There's that type of shit. But it's also like so arbitrary. It's all like make you up. Like they just make this shit up. And then like that example of the pandemic unemployment payment is perfect because it's like middle class goes, no, this isn't enough to survive on. And they go, oh yeah, you're absolutely right. Here's 350 a week instead. And then they take that away and nobody's life's gotten any better. And now they're here going like, will it be 12 or will it be 15? Oh, that wasn't ever on the cards. Or that was like, and I was like, you're just making it up as you go along. And also, I know it must be a fucking easy ass job because Jack Chambers does it. You trust Jack Chambers to do this. So it must be. And then the other thing is like, what the fuck do they know about money? Because then you start to see the stuff like, yeah, we paid what, €350,000 for a fucking bike rack. That sounds about right, you know?
I mean, the other thing is they have 24 billion sitting in the bank.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which
like
they
have
hate.
A budget surplus of 24 billion. They got the extra 13 billion and now it's up to 24. It's like, just give people the 15. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I don't want to. I don't want to do that though.
That's for a rainy day. We're saving that money.
Did you hear this, by the way? A new security hut outside the Department of Finance. Did you hear this? The price of this thing.
What?
Did you hear the price of the security hut outside the Department of Finance?
Yeah, it was 150,000.
No.
Yeah.
It was, and I swear to God, €1.492 million.
For a hut.
For a hut. I'll send you the picture.
That is even shitter than I thought it was going to look like. I was picturing like a nice hut. Whereas this one is like half of the stuff was probably there already. You know what I mean? There's like a bit of... Is that wood or is that like rusted?
It's rusted like copper. It's the copper kind of look, you know.
It's probably not copper because copper goes green.
I thought that copper was green.
Famously.
And then, oh no, you're right. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
A little green lady over in America told me that.
Yeah.
That
must have looked like shit when it came off the boat. Just this brown statue, like, ooh.
Yeah. I'd say it looked nicer.
You think?
It would have been shiny and... You know what I mean? Imagine all those cathedral domes.
Yeah.
Proud as brass. And then it's just 4 windows And a bunch of bollards.
And they do this thing where, like, so I saw, this isn't about the security hut, but it's the discussion that happens around all this type of shit, okay? Whereby you get an egregious sum of money for something, and you're like, this is impossibly crooked. Like, how has this happened? And then they had people on the panel shows. They have, like, Neil Richmond from Fine Gael, and he's talking about, yeah, like, we're all trying to figure out who did this. We're all really ashamed, and yeah, it's terrible. Really, we'll look into it. Lessons will be learned. They still say lessons will be learned, and that's really just to be like really just to make fun of you at this stage because it's such a fucking cliche. And then they pass it over to this guy from Sinn Féin. He's like, "This is disgraceful, and we should figure this out." You know?
Yeah.
And then they hand it over to Kevin Doyle, I think his name is, from The Independent, and then Kevin Doyle just goes, the funny thing is that most of the people access the building from the rear, but they clearly put the bikes hut up front just to be seen to come into the building. Politicians, they all just want that photo up, and you're just like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like it's just, and then that's it, and that's the end of it.
In your rear,
it's like the smugness of these guys, like that thing as well. That security hut was posted. I read that thing. It was posted by Hugh O'Connell, okay, who is like a blue shirt, and he used to write for The Independent. Now writes for, I think, the British Times, and he is he said that. New, a security hut outside the Department of Finance cost 1.492 million. The Office of Public Works has told the Oireachtas Finance Committee. Then space, and he goes, wow. And it's like the Gavin Riley, like, wide eye emoji type thing, where it's just like,
yeah,
geez, did you get a load of this? And it's like, and I kind of want to bring it up in relation to Pascal Donoghue. The Ditch broke a story where Pascal Donoghue basically rang up his Israeli counterpart and was like, nah, don't worry, that occupied territories bill isn't going anywhere. And they were like, thanks for that. You know? And then the Irish were like, I don't recall that conversation. I'm not sure if, oh God. And the Israelis were like, yeah, it happens, obviously, because we don't give a shit about you guys, Like, this is good that he was talking to us about this and reassuring us. And, like, Pascal Donoghue, that happened, like...
Yeah, these people are like, imagine, they're like people who watch Coronation Street in each week. They're, like, shocked. You know what I mean? It's like, I can't believe they cheated on their wife.
I know.
It's like, you've been watching for 50 years. That's all they do, But
also, like, you're a passive observer of this. Like, if you wanted Pascal Donoghue's scalp for that, you could have it. An election is about to be called, okay?
Yeah.
And instead there'll be like, so Pascal, what do you think about the latest budget? And it's like, well, I think Jack did a great job, and he's getting misty-eyed. Like, Pascal, like, shared on, like, social media, he put a picture of him in 2016, okay? And then a picture of him from present day. Let me read out the text that's with this thing. And they love this guy. He does book reviews for, like, the fucking Examiner or the Irish Times or the radio or something. Like, he's this Pascal.
I'd love to know what books he reviews.
Well, one of the ones he reviewed was like Trump's, a memoir about Trump, and he was like, God, it just goes to show what can happen when one guy just thinks he's above the law. And it's like, like, you're the underling of Leo Varadkar. You know what I mean? The guy who said, I broke the law, but actually it wasn't illegal when I did it because I was... So 2016 to 2024, and he goes, a few more grey hairs, a few more stress lines, a lot more books, and a lot more budgets.
Shut up.
It's just like... It's like, motherfucker.
A lot more shit sucked out of a dog's ass.
Yeah, you get him, man. You fucking drag that fucker. Drag that piece of shit.
That's what he eats.
Yeah. That's what he does.
He thinks that's what a froob is.
He puts that in a jar by his bed. He puts that over his chicken fillet roll. So.
Yeah. Book review. Let's go down to book reviews. What books he did.
Yeah. There's an opinion section here in the journal. The bike shed controversy shows us we don't condone investment in sustainable transport. Simon Tierney asks if there would be much of a furore around spending in Leinster House if the bill was for a car park. And basically he does the thing I just complained about with Kevin Doyle, where he's basically, oh, we're always giving out about stuff, but aren't we missing the important shit if we're just focusing on the horrible, like, overspend on seemingly simple things that are in Leinster House? Just the wanton corruption. It's like, I don't know. What was that one that we looked at the other week where it was like Sinn Féin were like ignoring climate change? Was it Dermot Ferreter? Do you remember that? Let me get that headline again.
Yeah, what was that one? It was obviously some bad faith interpretation of what they said.
Yeah.
It was like, that's good on who does that classic thing of, if you go to his website, it has on his blog, it says book reviews, and you click in, and there's one book review from 2007. He reviewed Tony Blair's book.
Okay.
Atlas of Finance, The Road to Freedom by Joseph Stiglitz.
My Struggle, it was a translation.
Reconomics. And that's a how-to. Pascal Donoghue on The Big Con, which is obviously a book. Not so much an argument as an attack on the consulting industry.
Yeah, God forbid. I will lay down my life for you, my liege. Pascal Donoghue just like picking up his pen, going to war.
Now it's personal.
Is this the one?
Oh yeah, how did you not find it?
Boy, what is
your
it?
Your Google foo is so weak.
Is pretty well. I mean, also it's probably thrown off from being in fucking.
Don't blame the two finger scrolling.
Well, I wasn't going to, but
Sinn Féin's housing policy ignores that climate change is already here.
Shut up! Oh yeah, that was it. I hate that one.
No one campaigned under the slogan "To hell with the future." No one will campaign under the slogan "To hell with the future." But it is starting to look like the coming election will merit such a rallying cry.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because he's like, oh, they're using concrete. Did we read this on the podcast?
We didn't read it. We just read the headline. But it's the same one here. He's saying, yeah, this guy in the Journal is saying, oh, you're getting really like bent out of shape about a bike shed, but climate change is imminent. So the cost both to climate and our national psyche of continually prioritizing car parking over other forms of transport is far more egregious than money being spent on the provision of bicycle shelters. We dismiss and ridicule the OPW's installation at Leinster House, not necessarily because of the amount of money involved, no, I'd say entirely because of the amount of money involved, but because we don't respect green infrastructure in the same way that we fetishize car parks. Who is fetishizing car parks?
Everybody.
They're all at it.
Sinn Féin. The Army Council.
That's it. End of list.
Yeah, it seems like his big argument here is Sinn Féin are trying to put less into the Future Ireland Fund. And spend more on housing.
Yeah.
He doesn't mention the fact that the current government are ramping up, agreements for data centers, which are, obviously you can spend all you like on.
No, you're saying that, James. But you sit there and we're talking over a computer, okay?
Yeah.
James says, looking at his fucking phone, reading an article on his fucking phone. Well, we don't need data centers.
James says gaily.
Yeah, you idiot. I also love that, so I mentioned as well about Donoghue had secret call with Israeli finance minister to say government would block occupied territories bill. That was fucked up. But then it says, this is an article from News Talk, and it goes, Pascal Donoghue can't recall alleged phone call over occupied territories bill, Taoiseach says. So he didn't even say it. He didn't even answer it himself. They just got, Micheál Martin goes, yeah, no, I asked him. He says he doesn't remember. It's like, all right, well, I guess the case closed.
Yeah.
Dusting
it's not
my
even a guy from his own party.
It's not from his own party. Well, it is from his own, but it's not. Like,
I thought Pascal Donoghue was in
Fine Gael. Yeah. The Taoiseach is Micheál Martin.
Yeah, so as I said, he's not from his own party.
Oh, he's not even from his
own
party. Sorry, I thought you said he was from his own party.
Yeah, that is funny. To be like, we asked someone else and they said that he couldn't remember. So we're just going to have to take his word for it.
Yeah, I guess that's that. Anyway, the budget's here. And guess how much money you lucky ducks are going to be getting each week?
Yeah.
I hope you like pints because you'll have at least 1.5 more of them.
They didn't increase alcohol tax.
No, I don't know what they did. Who cares?
They increased tax on cigarettes.
Yeah.
And vapes.
Yeah. Well, now hold on.
Did they increase? Look up. Did they increase tax on petrol?
You're just torturing me now because you know that I can't fucking do anything with this thing. Did they increase tax on petrol? Increase tax petrol budget 20. Oh, misspelled it.
They just misspelled a number.
No, I didn't. The rate per tonne of carbon dioxide emitted by petrol and diesel vehicles will increase from €56 to 63.50 from next Wednesday, the 9th of October.
Okay.
So there you go.
I don't know what that means for anybody, but if I had a budget,
yeah,
here's what I'd do.
Yeah.
I'd increase VAT to 500%. Did you see the headline that was like, we're on our knees, said service industry business owners.
Yeah. Well, stay there, and I'm unzipping,
Yeah. They're doing this Peter McVeigh style.
Let's change that to P. Diddy style, which is more.
Yeah. The P. Diddy McVeigh style. And I'll tell you, the bed takes up the whole house.
That's the end of the free bit. Go over to patreon.com/CelticLigers to hear the Ligers react to a clip of Simon Harris being interviewed by Ryan Tubridy. The UK Labour Party conference where things can only get shitter. Ta-Nehisi Coates tries to explain Palestinian humanity to an incredulous US audience. And Leo Varadkar wants a united Ireland where the Irish language is sacrificed to the reasonable DUP.